Hi everyone, this is teacher Sandra. So in this paper, I'll be going through Nan Hua SA1, Primary 5, 2019 Paper 2. So for question 1 is time. So let's draw the timeline. Jason left his house at 10:20. He took 25 minutes, so let's count 25 minutes. 25 minutes later, that's 10:45. And he spent 1.5 hours at the library. So what time did he leave the library? So we count 1 hour. 1 hour, that's 11:45. And another 30 minutes. That will be 12:15. So in a 24-hour clock, that's 1215. Question 2, to find the area of the shaded triangle, first you need to know the base and the height. The base of the shaded triangle is here. The height of the shaded triangle is here. So this is the base and this is the height. Alright, so first we got to know what's the base. The base, because the whole breadth, right? This is 11 cm. So the base will be 11 minus 6, which is 5 cm. So area of triangle will be half times base times height. Half times base is 5 times height is 20. Can do cross cancellation for this. Divide by 2, divide by 2. The answer will be 50. Question 3 is a fractions question. We need to first look at the fractions. So this one says 2/3 of the flour, and this one says 1/4 of the flour. The two fractions are referring to the same whole, so we can change them to the same denominator. So 2/3 and 1/4, if I change to the same denominator, will be 12. That's the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4. So out of 12, this is times 4. 8 out of 12. This is times 3. 3 out of 12. So how much flour did she use altogether? Alright, so perhaps to understand the question better, I'm now going to draw the model. So I'm going to draw 12 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. This one was used to bake a cake. And 3 units used to bake a tart. So this is a leftover. But the question wants us to find how much did she use altogether, which means we want to find these. So from here we know that everything 12 units is 600 grams. So let's find 1 unit, which is 600 divided by 12. That's 50 grams. So how much flour did she use altogether? She used a total of 11 units. So this will be 550 grams. Question 4. So they said for students who donated at least 2 books, they were each given 2 bookmarks. So they want us to find the total bookmarks given to all these students. So when they say at least 2 books, at least means 2 or more. So 2 is counted, 3 is counted, 4 is counted. So we will be taking 29 students plus 16 students plus 6 students. So these are the students who received the bookmarks. So 51 students received bookmarks and each of them were given 2. So 51 times 2 is 102 bookmarks. Question 5, we know that Ivan scored a total of 255. So all these will add up to 255. So we can easily find out Ivan's math score. That will be 255 minus 79 minus 91. We know for math, he scored 85. And the next clue tells us that Jaden scored the lowest for science. So this guy, 85, that's the lowest. And Ivan scored the highest for science. So this is highest. So which means for Kenneth, score, this would have to be between 85 and 91. And his science score was the highest among his 3 subjects. So among 89, 87, and the science is the highest. So it has to be bigger than 89. So it has to be higher than 89. So that leaves us with only one number, 90. 90 is the only possibility. Question 6, I'll draw a model. This is a repeated identity model. So I'm going to draw Lynn and Melissa, L plus M. They saved a total of $572. Then L plus N, they saved a total of $360. And you can see here that L is repeated. So I'm just going to cut out one part here. Call this L, right? And if this is L, M would be here. And N would be here. Yes? And the question tells us that Melissa saved 3 times as much as Nicole, meaning Melissa is 3 units and Nicole is 1 unit. So if I were to extend my lines and I cut it up, so there's 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, and this is 1 unit. So from here, we are able to find the difference, which is 2 units. Okay, so to find 2 units, you take 572 minus 360. You get 212. Then you can find 1 unit, which is 212 divided by 2. That's 106. So find Lena's savings. We want to find Lena. Lena is over here. So which means I can take 360 minus 1 unit. I get 254. That is the answer for Lena's savings. Question 7. So again, this is a fractions question. I'm going to determine if the fractions are referring to the same whole. This one says 3/5 of them. Them refers to the game cards, the total game cards. Next, 1/4 of the remainder. So remainder would mean a smaller whole. So they don't refer to they're not referring to the same whole. Therefore, we cannot change to the same denominator. So I'm going to draw the model. So this is Keith. I cut into 5. Out of which 3 out of 5 was given to the brother. 1/4 of the remainder. Now they want the remainder to be 4 parts. Okay, but the remainder right now we have 2. So I can easily just cut them into 4 by splitting it this way. And don't forget, you have to split the rest of the units as well. Okay. Now, 1 out of 4 to the cousin of the remainder. So this one is to the cousin. And after that, Keith had 54 game cards left. So from the model, we know that 3 units is 54. 1 unit is 18. So how many game cards did Keith buy? Keith bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everything is 10 units. So the answer is 180 game cards. Question 8, we're supposed to find the total area of the shaded parts. So you know the clue here that EFGD, the square in there, has an area of 64. This square has an area of 64. So if we know that it has an area of 64, we can actually square root 64 to get 8, and 8 is one side of the square. Okay, so if that's the case, if that is 8, AE, length of AE would be 22 minus 8. 22 minus 8 is 24. 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 22 minus 8 which is 14. The length of GC would be 20 minus 8, which is 12. So what we need to do to find the shaded parts is I would find the area of the whole figure and I will subtract A, B, and C. Okay, so my whole figure, I'll just write rectangle. So the area of the whole rectangle is length times breadth, length 20 times 22, which is 440. Next, to find triangle A, half times base times height. Triangle C, half times base times height. 132. So the whole rectangle, which is 440, I'm going to minus triangle A, minus square B, minus triangle C. And I'll be left with 104 square centimeters. For question 9, we're supposed to find the value of angle A. First, can we find out this angle here? The yellow angle there. Angles in a... that's the edge of a rectangle, right? Over here. Okay, so the angle of a rectangle will be 90 degrees. So that will be 90 minus 67. We will get 23 degrees. So over here is 23 degrees. So if that's the case, this is 90 degrees, right? The square. Can you see that? So we will now take, in order to find angle A, you need to take 90 degrees minus 23 degrees minus 33 degrees. You're left with 34 degrees. That is angle A. Question 10. We have the adults and children. The ratio is 7:4. The question tells us that there were 108 more adults than children. So how many more units of adults do we have? 7 units minus 4 units. The difference is 3 units. So this tells us that 3 units is actually the 108 more people, more adults, okay? So 1 unit will be 108 divided by 3, which is 36. So let's find the total number of people, which is 7 plus 4, 11 units. So I go on to find 11 units, which is 36 times 11, which is 396. So there were 396 people altogether at the beginning. So then what happened? 35 adults and 24 children, they left the exhibition, and we want to find the number of people that remained. So you take 396 minus 35 adults and minus 24 children. You will have the remainder, which is 337. Question 11, I'm just going to write down what the question says. So 5 t-shirts, 2 dresses is 253. 3 t-shirts, 6 dresses is 483. So she wants to buy 1 t-shirt and 1 dress. So 5 t-shirts plus 2 dresses, 253. 3 t-shirts plus 6 dresses, 483. Now if I actually add the two of them up, so 5 plus 3 t-shirts give me 8 t-shirts. 2 dresses plus 6 dresses gives me 8 dresses. So in total that will be 253 plus 483, $736. So 8 t-shirts and 8 dresses cost $736. So if she wants to buy just 1 t-shirt and 1 dress, I can take this equation and I divide it by 8. Means I'll be left with 1 t-shirt and 1 dress. And that's 736 divided by 8, which will give me $92. Question 12. Part A is asking us for what fraction of the total number of tickets sold on that Sunday were children. So what they want is actually the children out of the total. So what we already have the child tickets, right? We know 320. Well, you need to find out the total. So total would actually be 800 plus 320 plus 480, which is 1,600 tickets. Okay, so we simplify this. We get 1/5. That's the answer for part A. So for part B, what was the total amount collected from the sale of tickets? Okay, you know the cost, right? So 800 adult tickets, each $37. So you just need to take, let's find out for the adults. 800, each $37. $29,600. So for the children, we know it's 320. Wait, how many is that? 320. 320 times 25. Which is $8,000. And we have the seniors, which is 480 tickets sold multiplied by $17. Yeah, 8,160. Just need to add everything up. Adults plus children plus seniors you have $45,760. Question 13. We know that the side of the bigger square is 4 cm, the side of the smaller square is 2 cm, and the area of the remaining paper is 78. So let's find the area of the original paper. Let's add back the missing squares. So this part, the big square, and also the small square. Okay, let's add the areas back in. So for the big square, the area will be 4 times 4, which is 16. Small square area will be 2 times 2, which is 4. So if the remaining paper is 78, I'm going to add back the big square and the small square. So that gives me 98. I will have to find the breadth of the piece of paper. So I will take the entire area divided by the length, which is 14 cm, to get 7. This is the breadth, which is here. So with this, we will be able to find the perimeter of the remaining paper. So what I'm going to do now, let me just erase the highlighted part. Okay. 14, right? So 14 will be here, plus here, plus here. So my yellow lines at the bottom make up 14. Here, plus here, plus here. My yellow lines on top make up 14 as well. So with that, I have 14 times 2 already, which is 28. That's what my yellow lines are made up of, okay? Next, let's look at the 7. So over here, breadth is 7. This is another breadth as well. So my total green color in the figure, that will be 7 times 2, 14. Okay? I'm not done yet, right? Parameter, I need to add up all the insides as well. So what's missing? I have this missing. 4 and 4. So then I have 4 times 2, which is 8. Still not done. We still have this. 2 and 2. So I have 2 times 2, which is 4. So what are the numbers that I need to add up? This, plus this, plus this, plus this. So I add these 4 numbers up, I will get the parameter of the remaining piece of paper. So 28 plus 14 plus 8 plus 4. The answer is 54 centimeters. Question 14, we know that at the beginning, the 3 of them, A, B, C, had a total of 168 marbles. And they tell us that C gave 15 to B, B gave 8 to A. In the end, the ratio, 257. Now, if you notice, what's going on in this question is that they transferred to each other, right? I give you, you give me, you give the other person. So it's just between the 3 of them, which means the total didn't change. Okay, in the end, the total is still 168 marbles. So I'm going to start from the end. The ending ratio is ABC is 2 is to 5 is to 7. The total remained the same. So 2 units plus 5 units plus 7 units, that gives me 14 units. So I know that 14 units is 168 marbles. Okay, so we can find out what's 1 unit, which is 168 divided by 14. 1 unit is 12. So the question wants us to find out Betsy, right? So maybe I just find Betsy. Betsy, in the end, she has 5 units. So 5 units for Betsy. That's 12 times 5, which is 60. So this is what Betsy had in the end. So we want to work backwards. Now, take note, when you're working backwards, you do the opposite of what the question says, okay? So if Betsy gave 8 marbles to Anna, we're going to have to take back the 8 marbles from Anna and give it back to Betsy. So 60, take back the 8, 68. There's one more step to work backwards. Charlene gave 15 to Betsy, which means Betsy received 15 from Charlene. Then we need to return, right? Betsy needs to return the 15 to Betsy. Means we take it away. Then you will have 53 marbles. So Betsy has 53 marbles at first. Question 15, I'm going to draw the model to illustrate this. So again, very important to check for your fractions. 3/4 of the fish balls, 1/3 of the remaining fish balls. Okay, so again, the two fractions are not referring to the same whole. We cannot change to the same denominator. So if we can't change it, perhaps just going to draw the model, alright? So 3 out of 4, so at first he had 4 units. So he sold 3 units in the morning and 1/3 of the remaining fish balls in the afternoon. So I'm going to cut it up. They want my remainder to be 3. So out of which this one was sold in the afternoon. Okay, so before I do anything else, remember to cut the rest of the units into 3 parts as well. Now, he made another 506 fish balls. End up, let me highlight. He made another 506 fish balls, and he ended up having twice the number of fish balls he made at first. Meaning, in the end, what he had would be like booms times 2 of what he had at first. So what he made at first was, remember, 4 units, right? Then each one we split into 3, right? So which part would be the 506? 506 would be how many units? These were the leftover. Everything else in front for the morning and the afternoon he already sold. He was left with 2 units. Which means everything else here, including what he sold in the morning and afternoon, would make up 506. So that's a total of how many units? Over here we have 4 times 3, 12, that's 10 units, right? This is the sold. This is another 12 units. So 10 plus 2, 10 plus 12, 22. So this tells us that 22 units is that 506 fish balls that he made. So 1 unit will be 506 divided by 22, which is 23 fish balls in 1 unit. The question wants us to find how many fish balls did he make at first. At first is the original 12, which ended here. Okay, just the first half of it. So 12 units is what we want to find. 23 times 12 is 276. Question 16. So Mrs. Chen had 12 kilograms of flour, 5 kilograms of sugar. Each cake, the flour required was 3 times the amount of sugar required. And she baked 8 cakes and had the 3.16 kg of sugar and some flour left. So for part A, they're asking us for the amount of flour that were used to bake 1 cake. So let's deal with the sugar first, okay? Because the sugar is the one that you have the before and the after, right? So she starts off having 5, she ends up having 3.16 kg. That's 1.84 kg. This is what she used. Sugar used for 8 cakes, right? So now I'm gonna write sugar used for 1 cake. That will be 1.84 divided by 8. 0.23. So if the sugar used, the flour used was 3 times the amount of sugar used for 1 cake. So then I will take 0.23 times 3, 0.69. That will be the answer for part A. The amount of sugar required for the amount of flour, sorry, my bad. The amount of flour required for 1 cake. So this is 0.69 kg. Part B, how many kilograms of flour were left? Okay, so then remember 8 cakes, right? So 0.69 is the flour for 1 cake. So 0.69 times 8. 5.52. That will be the total flour used. So she started off having 12. Then we minus 5.52. You'll be left with 6.48 kg of flour. So part B's answer is 6.48 kg. Okay, let me rewrite here. For part A is 0.69 kg. Part B is 6.48 kg. Question 17. Container A is completely filled with water. Container B is filled with some water. Then half of A was poured into B. So then we want to find out how much water is there in B now. So half of A, right? So okay, let's find the total amount of water in A then. So A would be 25 times 8 times 10. 2,000 cubic centimeters of water inside A. So half of that would be 2,000 divided by 2. Okay, which is 1,000. This amount of water was poured into B. Now let's find out the amount of water in B at first. That will be 22 times 11 times 6. That's 1452. So in order to find B in the end, that will be 1452 plus 1000 that was poured into B. That gives us 2452. Okay, so the answer for part A, 2452, they want it in milliliters. Part B, so after half of the water was transferred from A to B, Mr. Lim wants to fill B with water to the brim. So how much more water will he need? So we need to find the capacity of B. Capacity of B would be 22 times 11 times 23. Which is 5566. So then we will take 5566 to subtract the amount of water inside B to find out how much more water was needed to fill. And that's 3114. So hang on, they want it in liters. So 3114 is actually in cubic centimeters, right? So then 3114 is 3114 milliliters, and if we convert it to liters, we divide by 1,000. So 123 decimal point is there, so 3.114 liters. That is the answer for part B. So this is the end of paper 2. Happy practicing!